evening. Welcome to the Leaders Edge, Season 3, Episode 8, with the Asia CEO events. And oh my goodness, we have a special guest, and she's with us. She's joining us from Toronto, Canada. She's a very special person, and later you will discover why. Rebecca Bustamante is a well-known speaker in the Philippines and in different parts of the world. She speaks, of course, here in the country, Philippines, Singapore, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Japan, Macau, Canada, for group sizes of up to 5,000. She helps organizations inspire their employees to become world-class contributors and leaders. Her achievements have been featured in numerous primetime television programs, CNN Philippines, Bloomberg, GMA, TV5, and Biz News Asia, among others. She has been keynote speaker for organizations and events, including TEDx, Johnson & Johnson, Nestle, Procter & Gamble, Manulife, Amex, and Jollibee. I tell you, the list is so long. Let's welcome her now, the one in the only remarkable to the virtual stage, Rebecca Bustamante.
Thank you for believing in me and inviting me. And I will speak from the heart and I will share whatever I can to inspire our kababayan. Not only to inspire but to transform siguro. Kasi kung gusto nating ma-transform, I believe that yes, kaya natin.
You are very welcome, Rebecca. It's my pleasure to host you tonight. And you know, I can hardly wait. For example, I want to hear from you. When did you start to envision this Asia CEO events? And what was the inspiration behind that?
Well, that's a very good question, Dina. To look back also, I always thought of why we started that. Because I experienced the difficulty of Filipinos when I was working in Singapore as a domestic helper. Talagang it was not good how the judge Filipinos. And also if you go back and look at the Webster Dictionary in 1986, I think it was 1986 when they said, meaning of Filipina, domestic helpers. Is that right? So during that time, I always have idea that someday we want to show the whole world how Filipinos are, that Filipinos are good people, hardworking, because there's nothing wrong being a domestic helper. That is just a stepping stone where you want to go, diba? So it's not bad. So yun na laging nasa likod ng utak ko yun. It is just in the behind of my brain. And then when I moved to Canada, I also continuously working, developing myself, helping my family, and of course getting married. And then we decided to go back to Philippines and start a business. But when everything's done na, doon na talaga pumasok yung events, why we should do that. And especially I married a foreigner, which is with white skin, for them to be a good marketer like your son, your husband. Somehow, when they talk about Philippines or Filipinos, iba yung dating. While us saying about good about us, nobody believe us, diba? That's the reality. So, kaya na-encourage ko yung husband ko and he believed because he really respect us so much. Marrying me, accepting me, find out where I came from, at nagbago, na-transform yung buhay ko. Sobra ang respeto niya. So, that's when he said, okay, it's about time for us to do something, to really market Philippines, to make Philippines a business hub in Asia, recognizing our leaders. That's when the ACCO Awards para ma-recognize yung mga Filipinos. Kasi Filipinos are very quiet, humble. They don't like to talk. How good, diba? Kasi ayaw kong maging mayabang. You know, I don't like to talk about my successes kasi baka akala nila pinagyayabang ko sarili ko. But it's not. Kasi when we show our achievements, it means we care for others, for the future leaders to follow you as an example. So yun, kaya natatransform na yun, kaya nakakatuwa. So if you can see where Philippines then and now, ang laki ng pagbabago kasi Filipinos are happy. na sana matutuloy natin yung ginagawa natin na ito. Kaya sana, Dino ha, this is your job to really continuously recognizing you guys, the future leaders and the current leaders para at least madidiretso itong goal natin, hitting Philippines as a first world country on or before 2030. We have 9 years to go. Kaya natin, right? So guys, let's do it. What do we need? Education, trabaho. We figured good, good. Kasi kung nandito na-develop yung utak natin, maganda ang puso natin, it will happen. That's all we need, right?
So Rebecca, so far, this year is how many years already for Asia CEO events? Itong year na to?
12 years.
12 years, all right. So far, since you started up to now, what for you are the significant achievements that were already done because of Asia CEO events?
Well, that's a hard question, Dina, kasi like, you know, I could not say that we already contributed big thing. Parang wala pa sa akin eh. Like, nothing yet. It's still on the way. We're still looking forward to see that big achievements na question mo. Like, I know we're doing things, so many things, but for me, parang kulang eh. Laging parang kulang. Parang we can do more.
I think part of the achievements would be recognition of you and Richard, because I know you've been invited to so many parts of the world to talk about what you're doing. So for me, that is also a significant achievement, isn't it? You've been speaking to large, huge crowds about what you are doing, right?
Yeah, it's correct. But for me, I don't know why. I don't feel that it's a recognition, it's an achievements. Parang, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard. I don't know. I don't feel.
It's more of humility on your part, no? But I do believe it's already taking roots because so many, in fact, of the multinational companies here in the Philippines, just to show you, they are regularly sponsoring your events. For me, I don't think these corporations, these global giants will sponsor an event if they don't believe in it. So isn't that right, Rebecca?
Yeah, like our sponsors like PLDT remain being our sponsors because they believe on our vision. They believe on making Philippines first world because all of us deserve it. Like look at MVP, what is he doing? Why he decided to not to even get married? Really? Because he want to help the fund at the same time the country, selling the country to improve our technology. I know hanggang ngayon kulang pa rin tayo doon, right? Kasi laging kulang, but the heart, the love is there to drive for the country, and they see that in us too, na yun din ang gusto namin, kaya it connect. Those companies who's sponsoring us, it connect the vision with the Asia CEO events by making Philippine first world. At yan talaga ang gusto natin kasi dapat lang naman eh. Right? And that is also their CSR. Kasi marami nagsasabi also din na they say that, oh, they are only sponsoring you because they want to make money or they want to get customers. But not really. But they want to showcase that they are there for us, for our nation. Especially yung ating mga kababayan na nasa below. I mean, nandiyan sila. Yun lang ang gusto nilang ipakita. Kasi naniniwala. They believe in what we're doing. That's why.
I remember attending some of your events, and there was this one time that there was this person who worked as an OFW somewhere in Asia, and when he came back, he put up his company, and now he's a millionaire. I know, I'm sure you remember that person, right?
I can't remember. Sino kaya sa kanila?
The young man, who ordinary lang siya talaga. I mean, I guess IT guy. When he came back, he put up his own company, and oh my gosh, now he's a millionaire. And he was one.
David Almirol?
I believe that could be the guy. Yeah, he created. My gosh, now it's an empire. He's a millionaire.
Not only millionaire but billionaire.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's amazing what he done. Because when he was in Iraq, he was a janitor. And then, but he's an IT educated in the Philippines. So what he did while he's a janitor during his off time, there's a lot of TV and laptop. So he tried to figure out how to fix and connect. And then while doing it, and it's good, it's working. So a lot of military men kept giving their laptops because they want to connect with their family back home. So that's what he did. Kahit na ang daming mga bomba daw, like nagtatago sila. But that's what, so he learned a lot. So when he went back to Philippines, also again, he almost left Philippines because nawala na naman yung pera niya, yung savings niya. So nung nasa Manila siya, I think sa one part of Manila na, he has a friend, I think agency or something, why don't you help me fix my laptop, create a platform for me, and if it works, you can stay here for free until you go abroad. And he did. He just sleep in the, in their office, in that table and chairs. That's what he did. And after 2 weeks, I think he's able to fix up, develop a good platform. And they said, David, why don't you just build a business instead of you leaving? Why don't you just stay here? So that's what he did. Look, first customer of David is a Bayad Center, creating their payment system. Tignan mo ngayon, binili siya ngayon ng MVP. 45% MVP is invest on Multisys. 2.2 billion. Can you believe that? Because they believe in him. Look at him now. Talagang all over na ang kanyang recognition, ang kanyang appreciation. So he also believe on contributing for our nation, especially also for the next generations. Ganon din ang puso niya. That's why we are very close with David. Oo, talagang tumutulong siya, sobra. And if you can see the safety, that because of the COVID, stay safe, he developed that for the government. And that libre yan, contribution niya yon. And still, siya-challenge pa rin siya. I'm sorry, boycott, pero totoo yun. Na-challenge pa rin siya is in a public place. Pero his heart is there. Hindi yung ginagawa niya yun dahil gusto niyang pumasok sa government, gustong kumita ng pera. No, he's doing that because he has the strong love. And kung makatulong siya sa government, why not? It's not because he want to get in to make money. I think yan ang totoo doon.
Well, that is so amazing. And I know, in fact, Rebecca, that's not the only yung parang rags to riches story that you have discovered, because you really take all the time and the effort to discover who these Filipinos are who made something of themselves. They started humble beginnings and then they succeeded beyond their wildest dreams. Mm-hmm. So your Asia CEO events have allowed all these people to be recognized, which in turn inspire a lot of our kabayan. So as a matter of fact, I believe that would probably be the #1 most significant achievement of Asia CEO events. Recognizing people, and then because of that, they are in the limelight, but they're able to inspire so many Filipinos. I tell you. But more than that, Rebecca, I believe it is you who is the one who started the whole thing. Because remember, there were like some years back, right? Even before you created this Asia CEO events, you were already getting invited to TV interviews, to radio programs, and because everybody wanted to know, how did you do it from maid to maid, MAID to MADE? So that's more your story, which is the biggest story of them all. And you started it all, and as a result, you didn't want the limelight all to yourself. You simply just wanted Filipinos who also rose from humble beginnings to be recognized and make other Filipinos realize that they too can do it. Mm-hmm. Right, Rebecca? Yeah. So let me see. What was it again in your life that made you so, because you worked so hard and you were away from your family, but not everybody goes through the kind of transformation that you did. So what was the #1 motivation for you that you really went out, you transformed yourself?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, of course, I think a lot of people knows already my story that our mother died and left me with four younger siblings. I was 18 years old when she passed away, and I know that she has a strong love for my younger brothers and sisters for them to have a better life, and especially we don't have a good or responsible father. So I promised her that I will do everything, or I will do everything to give it to my younger brothers what she wanted. So don't worry. I will make sure, and I promise you I will deliver that. But so when she passed away, how I'm gonna do that, right? So always figuring out what's next, what you want to do instead of complaining. I did not complain at all, but more on figuring out what I can do to help my younger brothers and sisters. So of course, first thing, I became a janitor because if I work as a janitor where we are, then at least I can also monitor my younger brothers and sisters. So that's fine. But then while working there, I found out that our house was closed for foreclosure. So then, like, I was only making 800 peso a month, and we owed 25,000 peso, and then it went to 100,000. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do in order to pay off? So the only way for me to solve that again is to go to Singapore to be a domestic helper. So always figuring out, because even though we're going through so many things, there's always a solution. So my solution was to go abroad. Okay. So when I went abroad again, I told my younger brother, sister, just study hard. Don't worry, I will look after you. But you have to help yourself. So then when I reached Singapore, because you always have target. So my target, I said in 1 year. So I reached after 1 year. I went Singapore. When I reached Singapore, my goal again is to be a domestic helper for 4 years. But again, as working as domestic helper, you always want to be the best on what you're doing so that your employer is happy for you. So I want to be the best domestic helper when I was in Singapore. So what are their expectations? So I asked their expectation, I double up my performance. So whatever the time limit I have, that's when I put some information in my brain. Good information means education. I'm educating myself, reading books. I'm taking courses so that at least when I put good information here, then good things will come out, diba? So even though how difficult my life, I don't focus on that difficult thing. So again, why I'm doing that? Love for my younger brothers and sisters, for my whole family. So I need to do what I promised to our mother. So yun talaga, that's my driver. So again, with that, I continue, okay, 3.5 years, I'm able to go to Canada. Why Canada? Because you can be a permanent resident and you can bring your family and join you in Canada. So it's a big opportunity again. So when I reach Canada, what do I want again? To be the best nanny. So 2 years na naman ang target ko. But in that 2 years, I have a part-time job selling kitchenwares. Bakit ako naman? Kasi I want to put them to schooling, yung college expense, everything. So nangyari lahat yun. Guess what? After 2 years, okay, na-hit ko yun and then I start my own business. Di ba ang ganda nun? So my point doon is, ano what's my drive? Love. As long as you have that strong love for them, I never focus on myself at all. Wala akong kwan sa sarili ko, kundi talaga lahat sila. Yun ang ginawa ko. And look at the result. Naniniwala ako sa education kasi you don't have to go to university to educate yourself. Read a lot. Kasi ako noon, kahit alauna na madaling araw, I'm still reading. Reading good books, positive books, motivational books, sales books, marketing books, kahit na ano yon. Binabasa ko talaga noon. Mga CDs, yung mga cassette tapes noon, habang ako naglilinis, nakikinig ako. Habang ako yung nagdadrive, nakikinig ako. Ganun ang ginagawa ko and that helps me a lot. At yun ang I guess, my advice, especially sa mga kababayan natin, mga OFWs, na the opportunities in you, but have that, accept that opportunities that you have in you, pero kailangan mong gawin yung action. Kasi kung hindi mo gawin yung action, walang mangyayari. Kasi kahit ang dami nating idea dito, kung hindi natin ginagalaw, walang mangyayari din doon. Okay? So that's my message.
Wow, yes, significant, huh? What I got from what you just mentioned, the significant thing is you were selfless. You didn't think of yourself, you thought of your family, how they needed your help, and that was the primary motivation that made you achieve so much in your life. That is something. Now, the we have come this far. Rebecca, you have really made big strides with your Asia CEO events. Because of the pandemic, how do you see the future of Asia CEO events? That do you think it will evolve, or do you believe it can continue the way it is now and maybe even grow? I mean, like maybe have other venues abroad where you can continue what you're doing somehow. You probably have already so many contacts now abroad where there are a lot of OFWs, and then you can create what we call almost like a branch or an outlet there for another Asia CEO events. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. Well, because of this pandemic, it's so amazing that we never thought, right? We never thought. And actually, I have to give credit to PLDT. You know why? They are the one who reached out to us that, Rebecca, Richard, I think it's the time for us to do your events into online. And we don't even know what we're doing. It's not like, that, he's so professional and us, we don't know. But through that, look, it transformed to worldwide, not only in our country but worldwide. Imagine that. And then we only reach in Philippines before, we only reach to 100, 200 to 1,000. Now 25,000, 100,000, that you reach out worldwide. So it's so amazing, like, right? So the information that we're sending worldwide is so good, because it helps us to help the country making first world. Because of that information, or because of our events, you know what, there's a lot of questions, there's a lot of inquiry that they want to go to Philippines, like not only business but tourism also. I know tourism is really suffering right now, international, but it will eventually evolve to greater things. So it always come back na, sabi ko, maybe God has a better reason why these things happen. It's sad na so many were victims, we're losing a lot of people. But also in the other side, there's also transform that, mga anak, enjoy life. There's a lot of better things. So katulad nito, we're spending with our family, but the business is just overwhelming. The number of it's going worldwide. People reaching out to us. They want to do the franchise.
Oh, I see. You already have the okay.
See,
so you
but
already
we're not
have
even said yes. Like media reaching out to us, TV network coming to us, say that, you have good content. They want to participate, but we're not even saying yes, because we don't look into that. We're not looking at it as a big business, but I tell you, our vision is to make Philippine first world. So that's really our focus, not a business thing. Sabi
okay.
ko, Rebecca, Richard, I think maybe there's something here that we have to look into too. We don't know.
So as of now, Rebecca, you have a YouTube channel, right? And it's called Asia CEO Events, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you already have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers all over the world.
Well, not the subscribers there, but more I think subscribers, I don't know how many, but when we do the events, if you go to Facebook, something like that, like the reach, and at the same time the viewers, so many, like without expectation. Kaya grabe, so there's something that we need to do to do better, to reach it, kasi people are reaching out to us, but we never look at it as a business. We look at it as our CSR. Talagang yun lang talaga ang kwan naming mag-asawa. Kasi we're okay, we're happy na we don't like a big life. We have simple life. Kasi we always look at today, if today's our last day, what we want to contribute. Parang ganun ang buhay naming mag-asawa eh. So, yeah, kaya I don't know.
So this is so remarkable. I tell you, I mean, I'm hearing it from you firsthand. So this is awesome. This is so fascinating, Rebecca. That's the reason why you tugged at my heart when I first met you, because you're so authentic. You're a genuine person. You operate from your heart, not you're not looking after money, wealth, fame, fortune. It's more of you really just want to help. And
Exactly.
yes,
Like you can, yes, sorry to interrupt, like Dina, but if you look at this event that we're doing, even though we reach out to 100,000, it's all free. We're not charging. Like
yes,
imagine that, because the more that we can reach out, the faster we can reach our goals by making Philippine first world, right? Why should we limit that? Why would we charge people if they're not making money? It's not
right,
right. And what help us also is the expenses is way cheaper compared before. Kasi pag live, mas mahal kasi syempre we have to pay the hotel. And of course, we have to help the hotel dahil laki din ang expenses nila. So, ganun lang naman yun, di ba? That's how the business works. So, but
right,
online, it's small expenses. So,
yes,
we can afford to do this. Like sponsors also, even though they want to help us also, ang laki din ng kanilang lugi. Kaya
yes,
tulungan, talagang tulungan. And that's what this is all about. That's how you have to transform. Be open. Be
oh,
open into things. Yan ang advice ko to everybody. Don't look at money, but look on what you can do for others so that blessings will just come to you. I think that's a best
yes,
advice.
thank you. You are so blessed and you're blessing a lot of people around you. Thank you so much for sharing. But before we say goodnight, I believe it's something that you may have like a parting shot or before we say goodbye or good night. So
Yes.
what if you can directly appeal to Filipinos who are working abroad or in a particular situation where they can help others as well, what would be your message to them?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a very hard because so many things that you want to share, right? But I think the only thing that I can say now is because of this pandemic, so many people suffered, so many people lost jobs. So we created a platform to recover, okay, to start work again. So the platform called Asia CEO Events. So if you can go to www.asia-ceo-events.com to register whatever business you're in, what events you're doing, you're a host, you're a trainer like you, Dina, you're events organizers, whatever, lahat ng mga services, sign up doon and we will market you to help you get customers so that you can reignite, you can regain again para back to normal na naman kayo. And this is for free. Mag-registered kayo doon, i-market namin kayo when you get business, 100% it's yours. Para lang tayo makabangon ulit. So that's what we're doing right now, okay?
That is big news. Now, Rebecca, can you say it again, how they can contact you, how they can send that slowly? Please repeat it slowly so that all the viewers out there who missed it can get their notes. By the way, viewers, get your notes and pens. Okay, again, say it slowly so everybody can get that.
To all our kababayans who are in events, businesses, join us, sign up at www.asia-co-events.com. Join us, mag-sign up kayo doon because when you sign up, we will market you worldwide so that you can get customers, clients who will use your services. Para when you have that, at least makakabangon tayong lahat. And we will do that as part of our CSR at the Asia CEO Forum. Para at least makapagtulungan tayo. We don't look at competitions. Kasi tayo dapat nagtutulungan, hindi tayo nag-aagawan. Okay? Pagsasamahin natin lahat yun para at least makabangon tayong lahat. Wala kaming service doon, 100% free. Kasi kung nilagay yung information nyo doon, then that person who needs your service can connect with you directly and you can connect directly with them also. But if still you need our help, we can still continue to align nyo kung saan yung mga nangangailangan ng service ninyo. So I highly recommend to sign up at join us. Kahit yung mga kaibigan nyo, sabihin nyo para at least mabilis ang pagbabangon natin, especially this time. Kaya natin ito.
Thank you. That Oh my gosh, I'm so touched. Thank you so much. By the way, I miss you so much. Virtual hug, virtual hug and kiss. Oh my gosh, you are so lovable, Rebecca. Thank you so much. And to the viewers out there, remember to go to YouTube channel Leaders Edge by SEASTBI and like, subscribe so that you can get the latest on our weekly talk show. And again, this is something that I will never forget how you shared your wisdom, your experiences. Your voice will be heard again all over the world, Rebecca. And for our next speaker, we have from Bangladesh, Mr. Mosharraf Hossain, who will talk about digital communication skills for young leaders. And he will be hosted by Grace Moniz Decena, one of our hosts as well, who is also your good friend, Rebecca. And remember, learning is a never-ending journey with limitless vistas. Good night, everybody.
Good night.